Hey folks, Ethan here with another episode of Plan B, where we all get to learn together if quitting your job to focus on your dreams is actually a good idea or not. Last week's episode was pretty late, and I had a few important updates and a lot to say. This video will be very different, not just because I don't have a whole lot new in my life since 2 days before time of writing when I filmed the last episode. It's a little bit more serious, and though I don't want to be down all the time on this show, I hope you'll bear with me just for this one. I have to write this script today because these are the last words that I will write in this year of my life. On October 18th, 2023, I will be 27 years old. I keep telling friends I don't want to join the club, even if Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, and Janis Joplin, etc., are pretty cool people. And I really do mean that. A lot of things have changed in my 20s that have convinced me I still have a lot to say to the world, regardless if anyone's around to hear it or not. So in many ways, I am looking forward to my 28th trip around the sun, which if I keep things up should be full of color and music and laughter. However, I'd be lying if I told you I felt totally happy and carefree today, because I really don't. Part of me feels a deep sadness, and if you pressed me on it, I guess I'd tell you that I'm mourning one of the toughest years of my life. I would actually say that most of the time I was 26, I would rather never have been born at all. But every day I would wake up, make it through the next 16 hours, and day by day, just like that, I wrote it out. I must say that I don't really buy the idea that whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, at least not right away. I came out of my darkest places weakened, fragile, and hurt, not really knowing if I'd learned anything at all. But for better or for worse, since my younger years, I'd become pretty good at finding ways to deal with tragedy. At 10, I had to grapple with my mother's death from cancer and the emotional void that filled me afterward. And at 20, I lost a close friend my age to a drug overdose, not long after trying to rescue him from another OD the year before. Part of me hated myself for not being closer to him the second time. Through all of this, I had survived through clinging to a few basic principles that I think are the right way to go through loss, at least for me. And so, in dealing with loss again, I revisited them. I try in general to think about treating it like you might treat a broken arm because it's really not so different. Rather than continuing on with my life as though nothing had happened and risking a breakdown later, I stepped back, took breaks, and gave myself space to process what I needed to process. I opened up to the people I loved and confided my worries and fears in them. I made changes in my life to give myself more regular opportunities for joy. And yes, I went to therapy. Slowly, the daily agony began to ebb. Some days it would surge back, but on average, it lessened with each passing month. And today, I can finally say that I've crossed the last threshold of this terrible, terrible year. Not entirely 100% of the person I thought I was, but hopeful for the future. For many of these things, the only way out is through. Safely through on your own time, but through nonetheless. And after spending time healing, I now look to the future, to 27 and however many subsequent years I get, with hope and a certain ferocity. There's a lot more to see, a lot more to do, and a lot more people to meet. Today, I'm here for all of it, one day at a time. I took the closing months of one of my worst years ever to reset, and now that the worst is over, I'm back. Not exactly stronger, but fuller than before. The sun still stubbornly rises each day, and it's all uphill from here. I hope to have you along for the ride too, for as long as you'll come with me. I'll see you next week, maybe with a little creative news too. Until then, be well, and please take care of yourselves.